Recall the times when answering the phone meant speaking with someone, not a robot? Alternatively, when music was something you owned rather than just streamed? Today, we're exploring a world virtually gone. 12 things boomers encountered that are essentially extinct. Trust me, whether you grew up with these treasures or are simply fascinated in the simpler, less digital world, you are in for a nostalgic journey. So stay around if you're ready for some minor time travel. Some of these will make you wish they never vanished. Number 1. Life before social media. Ever wonder what life was like before your phone started to vibrate every 5 minutes? There was a type of tranquility back then that is difficult to come by anymore. Boomers were free from constant notifications, filters, or liking keeping up concerns. That was it. No pressure to be perfect online. No gossip trailing through a screen as you returned home after school. Imagine a day when status updates meant what you were actually doing in daily life, not what you placed on a schedule. Still, life without social media was not the only factor influencing those years. Another thing boomers experienced that we hardly consider today, and each of us has learned to take for granted. What might that be? Number 2. Summer memories gone extinct. Recall those enchanted summer evenings when the sky came ablaze with fireflies? Boomers remember evenings full with these brilliant insects shimmering like lights near the earth. But have you observed that you now find less of them? Fireflies are becoming rare, therefore lessening the magic of today's summers. It is not only nostalgia playing tricks here. Always consider what changed. Why did they start to vanish? But another aspect of boomer history is swiftly disappearing and has more to do with something we used to see on every street corner than with the environment. Could you roughly identify what has nearly disappeared? Number 3. Newspaper vending machines. Recall those metal boxes on street corners that, for a few pennies, housed the daily news? For boomers, picking up a newspaper from a vending machine was daily practice. They nearly seem now as antiques from another era. Why would anyone search for change to review yesterday's headlines when cell phones bring news in seconds? Makes you wonder, was there something unique about feeling the ink wash off your fingers while holding that fresh paper in your hands? But nearly extinct are other items besides newspaper vending machines. Every house formerly had another communication instrument, but these days it's practically hard to find. Kindly try to guess what it is. Number 4. Call me, beep me, if you want to reach me. How long has it been since you heard a landline phone ring? The home phone was practically a lifeline for boomers. Every residence got one, and it was the only means of keeping in touch. Landlines today are more like museum artifacts, replaced by cell phones fastened to our hands. Still, landlines had appeal. They were not like this. It was a different world, from recording ridiculous answering machine messages to surreptitiously listening on another phone. Imagine a period when you were unable to just text someone at will. Speaking of simpler times, boomers also engaged in simply recreational activities devoid of screens or apps. Why do you assume that was? Number 5. Walking for the sake of walking. Remember when walking wasn't about burning calories or reaching a step goal? Boomers would go slow walks to relax, clear their heads, or have a conversation with a neighbor enjoying the fresh air. It was more about being present than there was pressure to monitor every stride or pulse rate. It seems today that every walk has a goal in mind. Does anyone still stroll merely for leisure, or has it evolved into another item on our to-do list? Boomers did more than just walk, though. Next is a bit of historical tech that once upon a time made everyone feel as though they were living in the future. What do you think it is? Number 6. The retro tech days. Recall when possessing a VHS player or Walkman made you feel as though you were on the front lines of technology? Boomers were able to enjoy the golden era of devices that at the time seemed innovative. By now, most of that old technology is either gathering dust or housed in a box of lost artifacts. From floppy disks to cassettes, these objects seem nearly ridiculous now. But wasn't there something unique about popping in a tape or reversing a VHS before viewing a movie? Other things have disappeared besides outdated technology. Boomers have ready access to something else in today's generation. Number 7. Why did people eat cereal? Recall the thrill of rummaging through a cereal box in search of the buried toy inside? For boomers, the toy usually took front stage during breakfast. It was about what surprise waited in the bottom of the box, not only about the cereal. That excitement is long gone today. Cereal firms have left the aisles rather less magical, having almost given up those small trinkets. Ever wonder why they stopped or what youngsters nowadays are deprived of? But it's not only the toys and cereal boxes that have vanished. Let's find out others. Number 8. Ronald McDonald. Remember when Ronald McDonald was essentially every Happy Meal's face? Boomers grew up seeing Ronald at McDonald's in commercials, and even at birthday celebrations. He was everywhere, making McDonald's seem more like a mystical location than merely a fast food restaurant and delighting children. But right now, where is he? Ronald's presence practically vanished in recent years. Has the world progressed beyond clowns, or did Ronald merely retire quietly? Boomers have other sentimental memories though, not solely Ronald. Another well-liked person who delighted summer afternoons was not just any old person. Who would arrive wheeling through communities, blasting music, carrying treats in hand? Number 9. The Ice Cream Man. Oh, the beautiful sound of the ice cream truck. Summer was incomplete for boomers without the happy jingle of the ice cream vendors zipping around the neighborhood. Children would dash outdoors carrying wallets in hand, trying to grab their preferred frozen treat. The magic was in rushing after the truck, waiting in line, and at last selecting that ideal scoop. But how often do you see an ice cream truck these days? Are they like something from a fairy tale, becoming a rare sight? But another childhood treasure that seems to have slipped away is the ice cream vendor. Another thing from those beautiful days that used to bring children together but is now just forgotten. Could you imagine what it is? Number 10. 3D life. Recall the thrill of going to see a 3D picture at the movies? For boomers, the excitement of wearing those weird spectacles and seeing things explode off the screen was unique. It seemed like magic, something you could share with loved ones. But with less cinemas showing them, 3D movies seem to be disappearing from view these days. IMAX is amazing, but is it exactly the same? What became of that exciting, immersive experience that added a little additional kick to movie night? Still, the fall of 3D movies is merely one factor altering our view of life. Another factor that has disappeared influences of our daily treat spending as well. Try to guess what it is. Number 11. Inflation Nation. For a moment, let us discuss inflation. You might be somewhat nostalgic and annoyed today if you grew up in an era when you could get a popsicle for less than $1. Remember those days when a small treat wouldn't break the arm and a leg? Now even walking outside to get food seems like you should be broke. The minimum price tag appears to be $20 wherever we visit. Many of us are left wondering whether we will ever see those carefree days of expenditure again, since they are long gone and change in delight is no more. But not the only thing that has changed dramatically throughout the years is inflation. Another major change that has changed family life and survival nowadays. Number 12. Single households with income. Let's stay real for a moment. The way families sustain themselves has changed drastically. Many boomers remember a time when one wage could run a home. Imagine being able to pay for a decent house and even invest for the future while working a conventional 9-to-5 job. Those days appear to be a far-off memory now. These days, it is not unusual for both parents in a family to work simply to cover expenses. Many are juggling 2 or even 3 jobs in order to combine housework and child raising. Back then, were things really perfect? Not at all. However, there is a certain nostalgia connected to that simpler way of life, in which family time felt not like a luxury. These days, family dinners and quality time are scarce, as everyone is rushing simply to pay the bills. What then does this mean going forward? Are we headed toward a day when work-life balance will merely be a myth? As we draw to a close, consider how these events have molded your life and the memories that will always hold significance. And that concludes it. Your presence on this nostalgic adventure is greatly appreciated. We are now waiting for your response. Which part did you find most interesting? Post a comment telling us. If you found this nostalgic journey enjoyable, please consider subscribing to our channel and giving us a like. With your help, we can continue to bring you these entertaining topics. In the meantime, be well and hold on to those memories.